I never believed in ghosts. In Prague, the only spirits I knew came in bottles labeled slivovice. But that was before I moved to the Philippines, land of 7,000 islands, endless smiles, and apparently, restaurants where your dinner comes with a side of screaming ghosts. It started one rainy night in Quezon City. I was scrolling through TikTok, half hungry and half lonely, when a Filipino friend commented on my post, "Ate, you should try eating at Balay ni Lolo. It's haunted." Haunted? I laughed out loud. In Czech Republic, we love ghost stories, castles, graveyards, creepy forests. But a haunted restaurant? That's new. Filipinos, I learned, have a different relationship with the supernatural. Ghosts here aren't locked in Gothic ruins. They apparently enjoy sinigang and karaoke. So I did what any brave, red-haired Czech woman would do. I grabbed my umbrella, lipstick, and curiosity, and set out to dine with the dead. The tricycle driver raised his eyebrow when I told him the address. "Ma'am, Shurka Dian? That place? Marami raw multo." "Perfect," I said, smiling like a fool. "Maybe they'll give me a discount." The rain was coming down in sheets when I arrived. The restaurant was an old Spanish-era house, its wooden panels creaking as if whispering secrets. A huge nara tree stood outside, roots thick as anacondas. In Filipino folklore, trees like that often house spirits, capres, white ladies, and duendes. "Good evening," I said to the waiter, a thin young man with nervous eyes. "Ma'am, table for one?" "Yes, just me, and maybe a ghost or two." He didn't laugh. That's when I realized, that wasn't a joke. The place smelled of adobo and candle wax. The lights flickered softly, and an old radio played Kundiman love songs. I sat near a window, my reflection faint in the glass, and started scrolling through a list of local ghost stories. That S when I stumbled upon a fact. Many old Filipino restaurants are said to be haunted because they were once ancestral houses where family members died and stayed. How romantic, I thought. In Europe, ghosts guard castles. In the Philippines, they guard kitchens. My food arrived, a steaming bowl of bulalo, the beef shank soup everyone swears will heal heartbreak. I was halfway through my first spoonful when something cold brushed my shoulder. I froze. I turned. Nothing. Maybe aircon? But there was no aircon. Only an old electric fan rotating lazily like it had given up on life. Then a whisper, soft, female. "Don't eat too fast." I nearly dropped my spoon. My eyes darted around, but the waiter was at the counter, scrolling on his phone. Okay, maybe my imagination. Maybe it was Tagalog radio. Maybe. Bang! A picture frame fell from the wall beside me. My heart jumped higher than a jeepney on a bumpy road. Inside the frame was a photo of an old man smiling proudly in front of the restaurant, probably the original owner. The waiter rushed over. "Ma'am, sorry po, it always falls at that time." "That time?" I asked, trying to sound casual while clutching my spoon like a weapon. "Yes, 9 p.m. every night. Maybe see Lolo, greeting customers." My brain translated that. "Grandpa Ghost says hi." I laughed nervously. "So, he's friendly?" "Yes, Po. But sometimes he gets jealous if people don't finish their food." I looked down at my bulalo. Half left. Oh no. I started eating faster. Between spoonfuls, I asked the waiter about the ghost stories. Filipinos love sharing those. It's like national bonding. He told me that Balay ni Lolo was built in 1930 and that the original owner died in the kitchen while preparing kare-kare. Since then, pots occasionally boil by themselves, plates move, and customers hear footsteps upstairs even when no one's there. I took mental notes for my vlog. Because while I was terrified, I was also fascinated. What struck me most was how normal it seemed to him. He spoke about Lolo the ghost the same way you'd mention a coworker who occasionally forgets to clock in. Filipinos don't see ghosts as invaders. They're part of the family. You offer them food, respect, and sometimes a candlelight snack. This attitude, I realized, says something beautiful about Filipino culture. It's about remembering, not fearing. Even in death, people are still part of the story. I finished my soup and asked if I could look around. The waiter hesitated but nodded. Just don't go to the second floor alone. Of course, I went to the second floor alone. The stairs creaked under my feet. My red hair brushed the walls, catching the faint scent of old wood and guava. The hallway was lined with portraits, men in barong, women in traditional turno dresses. Their eyes seemed to follow me, like they were wondering who this strange foreigner was. Then I heard humming. A woman's voice, low and sweet, coming from the end of the hall. I peeked into the room, empty, except for a small altar with candles and a plate of puto, rice cakes. I whispered, "Hi, I'm just visiting. Don't worry, I'm friendly." Suddenly the flame flickered wildly, though there was no wind. Okay, noted, haunted, confirmed. I backed away, smiling like a nervous tourist, and went downstairs before my European bravery ran out. Back at my table, the waiter had prepared dessert, leche flan, golden and glossy. "Compliments of Lolo," he said. "Lolo, the ghost?" "Yes, ma'am. We always leave one serving for him. If we forget, plates fall." I laughed, then noticed something odd. There were 2 spoons beside the flan. Are both for me?" He smiled. "Maybe Lolo wants to share." I decided to share. I placed 1 spoon gently on the table, took my own bite, and said softly, "Salamat po, Lolo. It's delicious." The lights flickered once. No wind, no noise. Just one flicker, like a wink.
When I left, the rain had stopped. The narrow tree outside shimmered with raindrops and moonlight. I looked up and whispered, "Thank you for the meal, and please no haunting my condo, okay?" The tricycle driver grinned when he saw me. "Did you see a ghost, ma'am?" "Maybe," I said, smiling, but he was polite. That night, as I lay in bed editing my vlog, I kept thinking about what happened. In the Czech Republic, we see ghosts as lost souls. But in the Philippines, they're often seen as guardians, messengers, or family members who simply never left. From what locals told me, haunted restaurants aren't meant to scare you. They'd be reminders of the past and symbols of how Filipinos honor their ancestors, even through business and food. The next morning, I posted my video titled, "Eating at Haunted Filipino Restaurants, Myth or Real?" The comments section exploded. "OMG 8, that place is real. My tita saw a white lady there. Respect the old spirits po, say tabi-tabi before you enter. Lolo just wanted to make sure you finished your food, haha." And my favorite? "Even ghosts can't resist feeding foreigners in the Philippines." A week later, I got invited to another haunted restaurant, this time in Baguio. The locals called it the Diplomat Cafe, built beside an old hotel rumored to be full of spirits. My Filipino friend Bea insisted I go. "Bring offerings," she said. "Candies or rice, ghosts like sweets." So I packed a small bag, camera, lipstick, candy. Because apparently, I was becoming the kind of woman who gives snacks to the undead. At the Diplomat Cafe, the view was stunning. Pine trees, fog, and that mysterious chill only mountain cities have. Inside, I was greeted by the smell of coffee and nostalgia. The owner, an old lady named Aling Puring, smiled warmly. "You're the red-haired Czech from YouTube?" "Yes, that's me." She nodded. "Don't worry, the ghosts here are shy. They only play the piano sometimes." The piano sat near the window, covered in lace. Midway through my meal, a single key pressed itself. Plink. Everyone pretended not to notice. I whispered, "Nice playing," and continued eating. That's how you live peacefully in the Philippines, I learned. You greet humans and ghosts the same way, with respect, food, and humor. By the end of my haunted restaurant tour, I'd gathered more than ghost stories. I'd learned pieces of Filipino wisdom. Never laugh too loudly at night. You might attract curious spirits. Always say, tabi-tabi po, when passing trees or corners, asking permission from unseen beings. Never waste food. You might offend the ancestors watching. Candles and prayers keep harmony between worlds. It's fascinating how these superstitions blend faith, gratitude, and caution, a beautiful reflection of how Filipinos balance the seen and unseen. Back in Prague, my friends message me every time I post a new video. "Are you serious? Haunted restaurant again?" And I reply, "Yes, but at least the ghosts are friendly and the food's great." Sometimes I wonder, maybe that's why the Philippines feels so alive. The past is never gone. It just sits at the next table, enjoying the same meal. So if you ever visit and a waiter says, "That seat is reserved," don't argue. It might be for someone who's been dining there a very, very long time. As for me, the red-haired Czech who came looking for adventure and found laughter in the paranormal, I'll keep exploring. Because in the Philippines, every bite comes with a story, and sometimes a whisper from beyond saying, "Don't forget your dessert." Moral and value. Filipino haunted restaurant myths aren't just scary stories. They reveal a deep cultural respect for ancestors and the belief that food connects the living and the dead. Whether or not ghosts are real, the kindness and hospitality of Filipinos definitely are.